Now we can test this web API project on this UI. So here it is given. Let's click on this button, try it out. And after this, we are getting one more button to execute. So let's click on that. After clicking on that, we can see this our request URL, and this is our server response, right? So the data which is visible to us over here in the response body, that is coming from the project, right? And this is our request URL, as we can see, and this is our response body. As of now, data is hard coded, that is coming from the web, that is coming from the project. So let's go to the project and click on the controller, and we have a weather forecast controller.cs file. So we can see over here. Let me close this window, and this is the main logic. This is the main method from where the data is coming on the UI, right? Over here we can see it is calculating the date, and then it is calculating the temperature, and then it is calculating this summary, right? And the summary, this is a method, and this is coming from this summary method, right? So on the basis of random logic, after applying this random logic, it is calculating temperature and it is displaying the data on the UI, as we can see on the in the browser. This is our response body, right? So let's copy this request URL and let's paste it in another tab in the browser. So let's now we can see, although our data is not formatted, but the data is same whatever we were seeing on this browser, right? We can see, right? So data is same. We can format it using any formatter. So this is the way how we can test our web API project. We have one more option for testing web API by using Postman. So let's see how we can test our web API by using Postman, right? So I am opening the Postman for testing our web API by using this Postman, right? We can see that we can pass our HTTP request over here, right? Or by pressing a new tab, we can create our new request, and these are the basically all the HTTP request, what kind of request we want to pass, get, post, put, delete according to our need, right? And these are the basically you can see we have one more option. Either we can go to this tab and we can click new, and we can create over here new basic HTTP request, right? So let me paste our URL over here. So let's copy from here, and let's go to the Postman. I'm pasting it over here, and we have to click on this send button, right? And our request type is of get type, so we don't need to change, so we will keep the same get request. And let's click on the send button. Yes, so we can see in the bottom we are getting the response of our request. We can see over here, I'm scrolling it down. This is our basically data which is visible to us, right? And let me tell you some more basic concept for using Postman when we are testing any API by using Postman. So as we can see, after passing this get request, we are getting our data in the response, right? Right. And this is our cookies, and this is our headers. We can see our server name is Castrol. This is our content type and date, right? And the transfer encoding. And this is our that response code, that is your status code, and this is the total time taken by the this server to send the response, right? Let me tell you one more thing. When we are when we need to pass any parameters in our web API request, right? So we can pass it over here. We can see this param key, this param tab, and we can pass in the form of key value pair, right? And then we have another tab that is authorization, and then we have headers. In this we can also pass in a key value pair, and then we have body. By default it is none, but if we need to pass data any in other form, that is raw, binary, or form data, accordingly we can choose, right? And then these are the basically basic things, right? But for this request, that is our weather forecast web API, we are having no parameters. It is expecting no parameters. So we are simply passing the get with get request with no parameters, and we are getting the response according to our we are getting our JSON response, right? And by default, the response of web API is your JSON. We can change it from over here, whether we want the response in JSON, in XML, or HTML format according to our need, right? So that was all the basic things, how we can use our Postman for testing any web API, right? And we have already seen that these are the two ways how we can test our web API using Postman and using our this Swagger, right?